Hi, my name is Thomas Utley. In 2008, President Obama won his state by 0.32%. In 2012, President candidate Mitt Romney won his state by 50%, 50.39%. Same person had 48.21%. That goes to show you that the state of North Carolina, it's a Republican state. They call it a swing state, but more a Republican state. So the mindset of the Republicans is that small government, whereas the mindset of the Democrats, they say more programs to help the privileged, the underprivileged. And by me being a felon, I'm still independent. I don't need a Republican or Democrat. But the thing is, it should be an in-between. It should be a way that the government shouldn't have to rule your life, but at the same time, it should help those who are underprivileged. And by me having a felon, it's real hard for me to get a job. I feel discriminated against when I go to a job interview or fill out an application to ask, if I committed a crime or felony. When I check yes, I don't give them a call. Personal Express and Rocky Mount don't represent felons. Kelly Express, the Kelly Services, you have to be 7 years free of a felony before they represent you. Holding temp, they say their clients don't represent felons, but they have one or two businesses that work with you. Many services in Rocky Mount area do not mess with felons. And I came across the point is that, like during the early 60s and 70s, there was a migration up north. A lot of blacks went there to get jobs, and they did real good for themselves. There's a lot of programs that they got going around that I talked to Reentry Program Director, Miss Ricks at TCI, and she got a program, 13 program for Greene County and Felon-Director Prison, the women's prison. How she's helping them get better themselves, the attitude, help them budget and finance. But she said herself that there's probably no jobs for ones in felonies. Her partners in other counties have no problem with that. A lot of counties are really helping those who have felonies. They have programs to assist. Some counties, the government actually cutting funding, so the county police department said they're buying new cars or taking on pay raises to help fund their rental program. So it depends on where you live. When jobs get scarce, people can look out for themselves. Small business is actually what rules America. And if I have a small company, if I have 10 people, how many people I'm hiring going to be white? How many people are hiring going to be black? What I tell you is not no new stuff. It's not no off-the-wall statistics. If you have a job in North Carolina, 67% chance of you not going out of prison. But if you don't have a job, don't have no GED, don't have an education, it's a 67% chance you can go back to prison. So it's kind of common sense that you have a job, you'll stay out of prison. But prison is a business, just like anything else. And if you make a mistake, people gonna capitalize on you. I had a chance to get out of prison and do 2 years at an institution, and I never had a felon on my chest. But I decided that what I did was wrong, and I must pay the consequences, even though there was unforeseen circumstances that why I committed my crime. But the thing is, I stood up at the end of my trial and said, "Judge, let me get a plea bargain." And a lot of people told my mom and my dad that why he do it, we was gonna vote on his behalf. Why he take the plea bargain? And she didn't really understand it. And to this day, she probably don't understand. But to me, I did something that was very wrong, and I chose to get a felony. I know it's gonna be a challenge. That's why I don't get mad. I used to get mad, but I don't really take it to heart because I know I had a hard road to travel. I did 10 years in prison, ended up getting a degree, ended up getting work release at the end of my prison stay, working at IHOP in Wilmington. So I had only one charge when I was in prison because I had some gloves underneath my bed that you can't work out and have gloves, so they charged that to me. Other than that, I had a pretty good record in prison. I'm not a bad person, and I just really try to help people. That's my goal. I forget the past and reach towards those things that are high calling. And in your life, you gotta have goals. You gotta have admiration. You gotta have a dream bigger than a felony. They ain't gonna give me a job. I'm just gonna sit around and do nothing. You have to work for whatever you want. You have to really work for it. And if you don't really like the Rocky Mount area, I will move, because they're telling us they're not going to hire us. They're cutting off all type of programs here. Everything. The governor of North Carolina is really, really serious about his agenda. And you see what his agenda is. So my advice to anybody have a felony, is to have your own business. First of all, if you can't get your own business here, travel to places where you know you'll be more acceptable. You know, because they're not going to change. Things are getting worse and worse. So my advice is I did my statistics and I talked to the counselors of Rocky Mount, and she advised entrepreneurship is the way to go. And if you have any type of area where you see people working, who they hire? Mexicans hire Mexicans, white people hire white people, and black people hire black people. It's just that simple. So get your own business. If you make clothes, start your business. If you can cook good, start catering. You know, me and my wife, we do herbal drinks. She does life insurance, and she works at a car insurance place that does insurance. You know, we do what we can to make ends meet. She does hair. You know, we have to do what we have to do to survive. And in America, this greatest country ever made, they give us opportunity to be who we want to be. And don't let a felony stop you from your dreams. Don't get depressed. Don't get mad. Just realize that it is what it is and move on. Start your own business. Because I recommend anybody with a felony on their chest to do your own thing. Be your own boss. And guess what? That's the really American dream, to be independent. So thank you. May God bless.
Welcome to the Daily Encouragement with the Utleys. First, we would like to thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing us to stand before you today.
And thank you for allowing us to come into your homes. I hope what we showed to you today, or say to you today, will motivate you and inspire you to be what God created you to do. For always remember, never give up, stay focused, and keep God first.
Hope you enjoy.
I had a meeting the other day with Deborah Ricks and Mr. Greg Royal about the reentry for guys and women who have felonies. They got several programs that's going on. It's really helpful. But the bottom line they came up with is that there's hardly no jobs here in Rocky Mount for those with felonies. Then I talked to a councilman, Ms. Watkins, about a reentry program here in the city of Rocky Mount. There's a lot of programs going on, but it's 2014 and they're still developing programs for those with felonies trying to find jobs. The conclusion that I really came up with, what Ms. Watkins showed me, is about entrepreneurship. That's the greatest way to help yourself with a felony on your chest. If you look at other businesses around here, the Mexicans hire Mexicans, white people hire white people, and black people hire black people. It's just, just who we're more comfortable being around with. Now that's the backbone of America, small businesses. And I realized that as I seen even my neighborhood, how the Mexicans have a couple of businesses and they hire each other. They really promote from delivery trucks to the groceries. Everything is basically about their nationality. I'm not racist or anything, but I'm just being real today. And the reality is that to help yourself, better yourself and your family, is to start your own job. Me and my wife, we have several businesses that we're into. It's hard for me. I got out 2009, and yet I still have not found a job that's suitable for my degrees. It's not paying me, I believe, for what I'm worth, but I have a job, and I'm bringing in money into my household through the small jobs and a little part-time job. I'm not ashamed to take jobs that, I had to get down and dirty. I see a lot of people don't want to work for the fast food restaurants. They don't want to dig ditches. They don't want to work in a pie shop. But when it comes down to it, you have to be self-motivated. You can't give up on yourself. And don't be too high class that you can't work anywhere. If you really want to work, you really want to have food in your house, I believe you should to find some type of employment. The city of Rocky Mount don't have many jobs here. I know during the 50s and 60s, a lot of people from the South migrated up north. So there's the conclusion that you want to do is go north and find a better job, or go out west. Then do that. But don't sit here and talk about other people, what they're not doing for you. For this morning, me and my wife had a business consultant with a white man who showed us what steps we need to take to better ourselves for our nonprofit organization. There are people here willing to help you, but you have to make this first step yourself. Help yourself. And I've got a lot to say about this. It's a really touchy subject. But all in all, really to better yourself, do what Jesus did. What would Jesus do? Jesus was an entrepreneur. Jesus had his own carpentry business. Jesus worked so much that after the age of 30, he retired. Had enough money to walk for 3 years with his 12 disciples and many others to conduct the Christian business. That's a lot of money. Jesus was not poor. Jesus worked hard. Jesus was a very good carpenter. So I advise you today, get your own business, do your own thing, and then that's where we can help each other. Thank you, and may I hope you continue to enjoy this program.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Charmaine Utley, and today I would like to talk to you about life insurance. Now we know that you get insurance on your car that you pay faithfully every month. You get insurance on your TV, you get insurance on your computers, you may even get insurance on your dogs or animals. But how about insurance on your own life or on your kid's life? You know, that is where the importance really lies. You know, don't allow someone else to take care of your family if something was to happen to you. Think about the kids. Think about their college tuition. Think about how they're going to survive for the next year or two. It's very important. It's something that we all must need to do. So give me a call if you have any questions, if you need to take out some insurance or even upgrade with what you already have. It's very important, very efficient. Just give me a call, 252 458 6097. Thank you. I was going to give you what happened?
Do you have any theories as to why black American filmmakers have been reluctant and wary to take on slavery?
I don't know that they've been reluctant. I think that, you know, there may have been ideas and there may have been, you know, attempts to write scripts and get things made and nobody financed them. You know, it's Quentin Tarantino after all. You know, all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, we can get the money for it. John Singleton made an interesting film a few years ago called Rosewood that was touched on some of that about slave revolts and what happened and people getting hung. It's a difficult, you know, sell.
Why is you lying to me? Then why is you crying?
You scaring me.
Why is I'm scaring you?
Because you scared.
He's a product of his environment. He's there. Slavery, when this film started, slavery's been going on for about 150 years. So his great-grandfather, grandfather, father, all took care of the candy men. That was their job. They've been in the house taking care of the candy men all their lives. And Stephen inherited that job, basically raised Calvin Candy, took care of him since he was a child. Slavery is an institution that runs in a certain way. The people who work in the house, the cooks, the housekeepers, and the table servers live a certain kind of life. The transient people on a plantation are the people in the fields. They live and die out there. They're bought and sold. The other people are there all the time. They have families. They've been in there. You know, the institution, they understand it. So Stephen is just maintaining the status quo.
I'm looking for the Brittle brothers.
I know what they look like, all right.
They sold my wife, but I don't know who. You help me do that? I'll give you your freedom and take you to rescue your wife.
Slavery was perpetuated through fear and intimidation. I mean, that's the only way that you can keep the majority of the people in line by the minority. I mean, slaves outnumbered slave owners sometimes 10, 20 to 1. And the only way to keep them that way was to keep them scared. So you did very horrific things to them to make sure that they didn't run off or they didn't rebel or that they stayed in line. And I think some of the stuff that's in this film is accurate and nowhere near as bad as the things they really did to make sure that that institution was perpetuated.
Do you have any truck with people's sensitivities about it?
No.
What's your name?
Django. The D is silent.
My name is Daryl Atkinson. I'm an attorney that practices in the Triangle area. I'm a member of the North Carolina Second Chance Alliance. I'm part of Community Success Initiative Speakers Bureau. But most importantly today, I'm a person formerly incarcerated. And I use those words purposely because we in the formerly incarcerated and previously convicted community reject terms like ex-offender, ex-convict, ex-felon, because they seek to define us by the worst mistake that we've ever made. I'm not the sum total of my worst mistakes. As been said earlier, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a human being, and most importantly, I'm a child of God. So I would encourage the media and the press to use language that does not continue to stigmatize those of us who might have made a mistake in life. When I was released in 2000, I had a high school diploma. I went in with a high school diploma, I left with a high school diploma. The state of Alabama wasn't nearly as progressive as North Carolina. They did not offer post-secondary education in their correctional facilities. Since my release, I've been able to get my associate's degree, my bachelor's degree, my JD. I'm licensed to practice law in both Minnesota and North Carolina. Now, the only thing that separates me from hundreds of other men who I left behind the wall was that I had a viable support system to come to, a loving family that could give me a place to live. I did not have the immediate pressures of food, clothing, and shelter. I could devise a plan and work my plan. Not everyone is going to have that kind of family or community to return to. But that's why we're here today, to create these kind of artificial support systems through the laws, the policies, and the programs that we choose to fund so we can have more success stories. See, I don't have any illusions of grandeur that I'm somehow unique. I think there could be more Daryl Atkinsons walking around if they just had a chance. So I'm so encouraged today to see all of you here to promote second chances so we can have more success stories. Thank you for letting me share.
Ms. Utley, during your time as you was an officer in prison, did you see how inmates had a hard time readjusting to society because sometimes, the newspapers were taken away from them. They had access to the internet. Can you just elaborate on how those things can help inmates adjust to society once they get out?
I can see newspapers helping, so to speak. It did help them to see what was going on, keep up to date, as well as the TV. And when they come out, it's like they're kind of hard because they can't really know how to use the phone. They don't understand how to even work the smart TVs. So I think that maybe they should have more programs inside the prison to help them adjust to the outside world.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because on my last day, I did take computer classes, but we wasn't allowed to go on the internet. I believe in federal prison, they're allowed to use internet access, to do things. Also in the federal prison, they have recidivism of 85% of their inmates don't come back to prison. State of North Carolina, 67% of the prisons go back to prison. Can you tell me why there's a difference in the federal and the state level, so great a difference of recidivism?
From what I understand of it is that the federal prisons allow their inmates to have more access to the outside world. I think they're allowed to wear regular clothes if they can afford it. They can have better meals. They can have more contact with the outside world. There's a lot more luxury, so to speak, you would say, to the federal prisons. And when it comes to the, what is it called, the regular prisons?
State prisons?
The state prisons. The state controls a lot of it. So they don't have the money or the resources to really put into or help the inmates in the places they need.
Yeah, I know in federal prison it's mandatory that you go to a transition house, right?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, but I know most federal prisons, they have to go to a transition house before they can get back into the society. I know that's one big major issue that the state doesn't do that the federal prison does. Halfway house is very important to give them a chance to adjust. So do you think more halfway houses should be implemented on the state level than like the federal level?
I do, but at the same time, the halfway houses, it seems to me that they have a lot of rules there as well. You can't have a cell phone. You can only have visitors
certain days of the week. They still control your money. You have to work. There's a lot of rules and regulations in those kind of environments as well. So for some people, that's a good place. But others, they do need family to help them or coach them along the way. And I think the real thing is, excuse me, that the family members need to be aware of how to help these people that are coming out of prison, because they're not knowing or knowledgeable to say, well, this is where you need to go for resources, or these people can help you. You know, so there's not a lot of places where they can go, and families can't help them because they don't know anything. Wow.
I really appreciate your time with us, Charmaine, and I pray this helps somebody adjust to the real world. Thank you.
I'm about to talk about your son a little bit, you know, see how that,
Yeah, I ain't seen him, man. I ain't seen him since I've been home from prison, bro.
You ready?
Yeah.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Mike Larry, I know you had a son. You were saying about your son, and you was in prison. How you talked about your son day and night. How you just don't want to get close to him. You want to be there for him because you and your significant other have broke up, and I think she moved somewhere. How you seen your son? How you even talked to him?
Nah, I haven't seen him. Haven't talked to him. He's 14 years old now.
What?
I haven't seen him since he was 6.
I'll ask you a question. If you was contributing with money wise, you think your significant other will let you more involved in his life if you send him some money? And
I'm pretty sure she would. If it's money is not a prime factor in her case because she do all right. She always have been doing all right.
But I'm just saying, you contribute your part, be more open.
I feel that, you know what I'm saying, if I had a job and I was doing a little bit better, that, you know what I'm saying, that maybe, you know.
Yeah. And that's a lot of issues too.
Yeah, it's a issue. I don't want my son to see me like this no way. He ain't used to seeing me this way, you know, broke and down and whatnot. He used to see me doing all right. So basically, you know, I'm just trying to get my life back together. So therefore, that, you know, if it comes a point in time that I can reunite with him, I'll be all right. Where, you know, I can do for him. Yeah. That's a better man than I used to be.
Yeah. So it just, to me, like, once they deem you with this felony, it's like they strip you of all pride. They try to break you down. They want you to really go back to the street selling drugs.
They want you to do that.
They want you to
because
for one, it's a business.
If you go to prison for any reason, if it's for a felony reason anyway, you know, it's pretty much you're going to be discriminated. It's going to be kind of hard for any man, you know, to try to have something in life. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody want to give nobody a chance who's been convicted of a felony, you know what I'm saying, who's been released from prison. It's kind of hard to get back out here and start over from scratch with nothing. And then you have problems with financial, as in living arrangements, places to stay, what you're going to eat, transportation. It's difficult. But then they don't want you, you know, they want you to better yourself, but they don't give you the tools to better yourself with. You know, they don't teach you how to, you know, this is how you got to survive when you get back here. Or this job will be lined up for you when you get back here. This is going to be your second chance. When you come out of prison, there is no second chance. It's about, basically, you better go about what you know. And if you know drugs, basically that's what you can go back to doing anyway.
Yeah.
You know? But see, everybody don't try to go back to do the things they used to do. Everybody try to change and try to be different.
Yeah.
But the way things going there is going to be totally chaos. Because people getting out of prison, they need jobs, they want work. You got people who done nothing 20 and 30 years who get out of prison and don't know nothing. Don't know nothing about modern technology. Because my brother, he done did some time too. He done did over 15 years. And he ain't know nothing about no touch screen cell phones. Cell phones weren't even out when he went to prison. See what I'm saying? They still had the cordless, they still had the wireless phone with the dials on it. You know? And now he get out. They got touch screen phones. He know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying?
So he like lost.
He's real lost. So he trying to rehabilitate his mind as in to get up to date with what's going on in modern technology now. So it's like a lot of things change. And they don't offer a lot of things in prison for you to get to know how it look like in school and none of that. I mean, when you sit there, you just sitting there doing your time. But, you know, things could be better, but people is not trying to help each other no more. You got people turning their backs on each other, family members, everything. Nobody want nobody to get ahead or want nobody to see nobody.
So it's like the crab in the bucket?
Yeah.
Basically. Wow. So you hear from a friend from the horse's mouth of how it is. Trying to provide for your family with a felon in your chest. There's no avenues, there's no doors open up for this young man. But like I said, don't stop, don't give up. You know what I mean? Because you are a man first,
Right.
and you're a provider.
Right.
So, well, I'm gonna do my best I can, you know, for the resources I have. You know what I mean? Try to get your job at Arby's, man.
Right.
I hope it work out, man. Cause
I appreciate it.
I'll be there for you. You know, we
what's
go
up.
way back, man. You remember the days?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You remember the days? People might say, "I got your back, man." I said, "I got your back." You know.
Yeah.
We met at, was it Green? We met
Green County. Yep.
Green County.
We did what, a year and a half of Green County together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you always looked out though too, man. You was there for me, man. You got me the job to get my game turned down in the library.
In the library, yeah. I said, Mike, Larry. I said, Mike, when I leave, I said, I got you. He's like, no, man, you please. I said, Mike, I got you. When I left, that game time was sweet one.
Who? I had
7 days.
I had so much game time I could mess up. They couldn't even take no days from me, bro. I had over pushed the maximum. She was
like, you went to the hole. Yeah, you went to the hole, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to the hole 3 times and still came back out. She was like, but we can't take no more days from you. You got too many added. I said, well, how many can I use? She was like, yo, you can use.
So if I did it back then, you know I'm going to do it now, man.
You know,
word up.
Yeah, I know that's real. Yo. You always been a real brother, man. I appreciate that. You know, we need more guys like you around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody make mistakes. Ain't nobody perfect. But the thing is, the song say we fall, but we can get up. Amen. So that's the thing, yo. We can fall down, but we got to get back up. We can't give up. Because we do going to lose faith.
Amen. Amen.
What's up? What's up? All right. We doing a sitcom for the TV show.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, man.
No doubt, man.
You got it, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You get my dad coming in too? Because that's going to be a highlight.
I know, right? Hey, but y'all ain't doing that. You're chilling.
Good.
Welcome to the Utley's, the Daily Encouragement. Welcome to the Daily Encouragement. Well, I'll start over. Welcome to the Daily Encouragement with the Utley's. Here I have my friend Mike Larry. You better know it's Anthony Johnson. I'm just asking a few questions about how it is, you know, as a felon, how hard it is to get a job. You did some time in prison. Can you tell me a little life story about that?
Yeah, I did 2.5 years for inflicted serious body injury and a failure to elude.
Why you do that?
Some guys jumped my mom, jumped me. I retaliated. You know, the judge charged me, the officer charged me attempted murder, but they can convict me of attempted murder. So they reduced the charge to inflicted serious body injury so they can convict me of. So I ended up having to do 19 months for that. And then by I ran from the police, they gave me an additional 8 months for that. So I had to do a 19 to 23 months. Then I had to do 8 to 10 months. So instead of them running concurrent, they ran consecutive, and I ended up having to do the whole time 27 months total.
Wow. So you just basically just trying to get your mom's situation straight out of the guys you seen beat your mom or whatnot. You just retaliated,
right?
And they end up jailing you. Okay. Right. But how's it been since you've been out of prison about the job and transportation?
It's tough. I haven't had a job since I've been home from prison. I came home in 2008. I haven't had a job since then. I've been doing little ins and odd works, but they ain't been nothing to pay no bills with. And
you're going through certain programs.
Yeah.
And working for a little while.
Yeah, I work at Tri-County. It's a work training program, but it's only supposed to last for 6 months. I did about 10 months there, and they still couldn't find me a job. You know, they haven't got back with me about a job or, you know, trying to help me find a job or anything like that.
So what about Purdue? You said Purdue is getting rid of all people but felons now?
Yeah.
Like you was about the situation to get hired at Purdue, but then they put up brakes because they said Purdue was no longer hiring nobody with felons.
Right.
So the people that had felons that they got fired as well.
Yes.
Then they had a job fair, you said the next week, and they were taking anybody. They didn't have a GED.
Or high school diploma.
No, nothing. Just don't have no felons.
Just don't have no felons on your record. They'll take you.
So how you feel about that? Do you feel discriminated against?
Yeah, I do. Because for one, I did the crime, so I did my time.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get my stuff back together now, trying to get my life back together, and it's kind of difficult because you can't really do too much without a job.
Yeah.
I mean, when you trying to get out here and look for a job, that's the first thing people ask. If you've been convicted of a felony, and yeah, I have. But they don't look at the fact of what was the reason.
Yeah, you can't even get into an interview because basically when they see it on your record, they ain't even call you in for an interview.
Right. They don't want to hire any kind of felons. So I don't care what the problem was or what happened or what situation may be. They ain't trying to take no felons.
Wow. This is crazy. But that's how it is in the city of Rocky Mount. Shemaine, you have any questions for Mike Larry? You've been doing it for a while. This is my friend. I met him in the pen. You know, we go way back. You know, this guy always been there for me. You know, when thick or thin. You know, Mike Larry's a good man. But like I said, people ain't trying to do nothing. But I'm going to tell Mike Larry that Arby is hiring. If you want to come out there and do a job application, I put a good word in for you. Try to get some work in here, man, so you can get your wheels, get a car, You better yourself.
That's right.
That's what's all about, helping each other. And Miss Utley, you have anything to add?
How's the love life going?
You got no money, but how's the love life going right now?
If you ain't got no money, the honeys ain't giving it up. You gotta have bread these days.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael King, and I was asked by the Utleys to do an interview, basically a testimony, some advice on how to achieve your goals if you are a returning citizen to society. Really, it doesn't matter whether you were guilty, not guilty, whether it was intentional or an accident. We all face the same problems coming back. We need encouragement, So, I'm doing this for the Utleys and to tell a little bit about what I have done. And thus far, I have completed a degree. I'm finishing up my master's. I've been blessed with somewhere to live. And when I first came home, I stayed with some friends. So whether you're staying with family or friends, you need to contribute to the household if at all possible. And that's not necessarily money. So you can do things such as wash the dishes, vacuum, ask what can you do to help, because you want these people to understand that you want to do better, you want another chance, and you don't want to become an inconvenience. So with that being said, those are the things I did. I came home when my accident happened, and I came home as a returning citizen. That is one of the first things I did outside of developing a spiritual component, which, we must do that, because if you stay connected to the Creator and seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, all things will be added to you. And let me just say, that's for real. That's hot. That's really real. So I'm giving it to you like that because that is the way it has happened for me. I've been blessed, had issues, but I prayed about them. I read my word and I stayed connected. I got attached to a good Bible-believing church that believes in the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. And I participate actively in it. I go, and sometimes I volunteer at certain events. We do this so that people get to know us. So when we need references, when somebody is willing to give us a chance to go to work, they will be in place, and they will be willing to give you a reference, because we must be honest with ourselves. And that is, we look like we may be risk factors, whether we are or not, or we know our hearts. We must always remember other people are not inside of our heads. They don't really know what we will do until we demonstrate what we will do. So we need to participate and get people to relearn who you are and what you're about, and whether they knew you as bad or not bad or whatever, they need to see you striving into a positive direction. And again, I say, first, develop a spiritual life, and these things will come. Also, what I did was I went to the library. I didn't have email at the time of my own, so I went to the library. These resources are free and available to us. I set up me an email account, and what I did, I set up something with my name. I didn't use juicyj.com, hot whatever. I didn't use Slim Slick. I didn't use anything of that nature. What you want to do is establish something that when the employer sees it, or another person who you're corresponding with who may be in a position to help you, it shows that you're serious, and that you're not using some type of slang that may seem negative, and they may say, well, we're not ready to deal with this person. He's not quite mature enough. So make sure you go and set up your email account where you can correspond, send out resumes and things such as that, but make sure you use an appropriate title. Again, keep God first. Pray when you go and do this, and it'll work out for you. Initially, I did receive a lot of no's. So again, you have to build yourself up spiritually. The word says, hide the word in your heart. He will mark it upon your heart. And when you practice and study the word says, study to show thyself approved. once you start to do this, sometimes you may not have access to encouragement or a Bible or what have you, but you can repeat these things. And especially if you repeat them aloud, it's power in speaking things out aloud. And whether you're talking negative or positive, these things will come to pass. So make sure you also monitor what you say about yourself and what you put out into the atmosphere. Because for a while, I was just speaking positive things, whether I saw them or not. I still spoke them. I have a great job. I have a career. I'm fine. God is blessing me. Today is the day that the Lord has made. I will be glad and rejoice in it. All of these type things, they kind of encourage me. They did encourage me, actually. And it kept me moving forward, because when you hear those no's, it kind of breaks you down. It kind of makes you not want to go out and try, because it's hard to hear no. So be prepared and know that you may very well hear no, but you will hear yes, because you just have to persevere and continue on and just know that you're going to be all right, whether it seems like it or not. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So have faith in what you can accomplish and what you can do. With that being said, having faith in yourself, you need to be able to identify negative people around you who are telling you, oh, that's not going to work, because you need to be open to every idea and see if you can match it up with the word to make sure it's not anything wrong, because sure, you can go sell some drugs, but we know that's against the law. And so if you break the law and then you're caught again, or whatever the case may be, it's going to be consequences to pay. The word says you shall reap what you sow, Hey, and you may be required to pay sevenfold, or you may not be. But the thing is, you may reap a consequence that you don't want. So sow positive seeds and get negative people, out of your life. It doesn't mean be rude. You can still see people and be cordial and nice and keep it moving. Keep it hot. Keep it 100 with them, bruh. I'm in a situation. I'm trying to advance. I'm trying to move up out of this. It's not personal, but, I'm doing X, Y, and Z right now, but be nice about it, because some people have been your friends, Another thing is, don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses. You may have to go to Goodwill or Walmart. The most important thing is that you look neat when you go get you some clothes or you find something. And I went to Goodwill. As a matter of fact, some of these things I have on right now were given to me, were donated, and I look very good in them, if I must say so myself. But at any rate, you can do these things, and you don't have to worry about the latest cell phone. You could get a government phone, or you could get a cheap Boost mobile phone. The point is to have a point of contact that is dependable, so that an employer can contact you, or that you can call and take care of businesses. And another thing is, you can explore the job link, social services. They have things that are available to returning citizens, and even people who aren't returning citizens. They have avenue that you can travel that will point you in the right direction to help you. So again, you must be humble. You must be willing to accept some things, and people may talk to you rudely at times. That has happened to me. You just kind of let it be like a duck in water just rolling off, and it's hard. It is, but we must understand the situations that we have acquired or that we have put ourselves in, and why we're in this position. We must be willing to accept being humble and then moving forward, trying to move forward, because even when people are mean to you or rude to you, if you come back with kindness or I understand or whatever, more than likely, without being sarcastic, being honestly and genuine, you will be helped. So those are some of the things that I did. I went to my friends. I tried to help out. Some mornings I got up, left before he left, so I didn't look like I was lazy. I put out job applications. I started an email address for myself that was respectable, that I could send things from. I aligned myself with a good church, and I studied my word every morning, started out with that. And I learned to pray all during the day. I learned to also speak things into existence, just continue to speak, and things have worked out. I have somewhere to live. I've acquired some bills, which is good because I have acquired basic bills, light, rent, and water. So that's a great thing because it shows progress. Somebody's willing to trust you once you do these things. So it is what it is. You can make it if you try and you put God first. It will work out for you because it has been working out for me. Currently, he's put me in a very nice car, and I'm finishing up this degree and thinking about going a little bit further because I want to do some leadership stuff to help others and to give back to the community. This is my first interview of this type, and as I go along, I'm going to put some things together to make it more organized and more understandable. But at any rate, going to Goodwill Industries, Job Link, social services, aligning yourself with the church. These are things that you can do that will show you how to utilize what you do have to offer and also help make stronger some of your weaker points. And one of my major things I want to say is school is also an option as well. So if you don't have a GED, strive to get that. Yes, it may be difficult, but strive to get that because that leads to you being able to apply to a 2-year college or a 4-year college, which you will get a Pell Grant, you will get some money back, and if you're not trying to keep up with the Joneses, you can save and eventually build you up some small funds and get you transportation, especially if you're in an area that does not have bus transportation or such as that, or a subway or whatever. You know, you have to have a way to get around. I've ridden my bike and I have a car now. I'm gonna continue to ride my bike because there are health issues there as well. You know, it's gonna better my health as well. I save gas. You know, I have no problem with it. You know, so I'm fine with it. So again, I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses. I'm just doing my own thing, wanting to give back. And again, when you give back, you're also blessed as well. So remember those things. Try to give back as you're going on your mission, and keep everything in perspective. And no, it's not going to happen overnight, but with some perseverance, things will work out for you as well. Again, I'd like to thank the Utleys for inviting me to share my story, my testimony, and a few helpful points with whoever may want to watch this video. And I wish you the best, and God bless you. Thank you.
Hi.
Hey, Miss Kima, how are you doing today?
Wonderful, how are you?
Good. So we see that you start taking the drinks, and how's it going?
I have, and I love it.
Good.
It's so much energy.
Uh-huh.
I feel the difference between not taking it and now taking it.
Right.
Yes.
And what flavors do you like?
Oh, lemon ginger.
Lemon ginger.
Yes, I love it.
That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that you might have liked that one best.
Yeah, good suggestion.
Yeah. Okay. So have you
Hello.
Just trying to get energy, but like I was telling her, everything that I have to take has to be natural. Mm-hmm. So that was my biggest problem with the, heart racing and, palm sweating. But now that I'm taking that, it's just like drinking a glass of water.
Yeah.
No, side effects or anything like that. That's the one thing I love about it.
So would you recommend this for anybody else?
Oh, yes, definitely. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm taking to my
see
dad.
that.
Let me see it. Bring it out. Let me see it. Let me bring it out.
Got it.
Ready to go.
It's nice and cold.
It's cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so, yeah, I'm gonna give my dad one just so he could try it.
Okay.
Amen.
That's what we're talking about. We just thank you that you're sharing the product, that you're talking about it, and because you're giving references, we would always like to give you more free stuff.
Yeah, so we gave a lady a gallon of lemon this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Free.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just you work with us, we would definitely work with you.
Definitely will. Yes, and it's good stuff. So.
Amen.
We're just glad that it's working.
It
for
is.
you.
It is.
And you should see some results, especially in your legs if you have trouble in your legs or circulation.
I told you about getting off that bed. Yes.
Yeah.
Amen.
So, yes.
Amen.
How you doing, Miss Jones? So how things going?
Good.
Talk to us.
Yeah, what's been going on? The drinks been doing all right? Yeah. Okay. That's why I keep ordering. All right.
Talk about the swelling in your legs. How things going with the swelling in your legs?
It's going good. No swelling. As long as I keep working. I just need to exercise. I keep telling y'all that.
I told you, man, y'all need to get together, but I don't know what y'all be doing. I love Planet Fitness.
Both of us work by the same hours, don't we? So we can get it together. You just
We can. Y'all ain't doing that right now. Y'all standing in front of the library talking. Y'all can at least walk 5 laps.
Not today.
Okay, amen.
That's what I keep saying. Not today. Not today.
Well, thank you, Ms. Jones. Really appreciate your service and telling your friends.
And thank you for telling your friends about it and all that you do. We really do appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Follow me.
So give me a call, 252-407-8020. And we will be glad to answer any questions. We will be glad to come and see you and set up appointments so that you may be able to educate yourself into how much you really need for you and your family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, Larry, and Mr. King, and many others who worked on this project to complete it. We'd like to say you can watch the Director's Uncut at www.youtube.com/user/Thomas C. Utley 5672. And once again, the third caller will receive a free gallon of lemon, raspberry, pineapple, or coconut herbal drink of their choice if you call 252-458-6097. Call us at 252-407-8020. Once again, it's 252-407-8020.